Hello, and welcome to the UK shaver outlet, or plug for the shaver outlet. So, I got this electric toothbrush, found it online, wanted it, and then I discovered that it was half the price in the UK compared to Germany. Why, I don't know. But the savings were significant enough that I decided to get the British one, knowing that it would come with this, a shaver plug for the UK. Now, at first glance, that might look like a Europlug. You can be forgiven for thinking so. I thought so. Looks a lot like one. Held up next to one, it's a bit different. Biggest problem is that the pins are fatter and closer together. When you look at it like this, it doesn't seem like it would be a problem. But when you try to stick it into a standard continental outlet like this, it won't fit. And these pins are not flexible like Europlug pins. Europlug pins, actually, when you put them up there, they're actually pretty close together and a bit tight, but they bend and they fit in, and it's fine. This will not. Try as I might, it requires a lot of force, and the chances of me breaking the plug or the outlet are significant enough that I want to fix it. And the best way to fix it, I think, is to just replace it with a Europlug. Now, this should be pretty easy. I got this Europlug on Amazon for like €2. And it's the kind where you can just open it up and put some new wires in it. So what we'll do here is cut this tail off. So we got some wire cutters here, and bye-bye, shaver plug. All right, now let's peel this back here a bit. Find out what we have inside. Strip these wires properly. I think we're going to be here on the 1 mil. Yep, 1 mil. That should be about enough lead as well. And there we go. We've got some pretty standard copper wire here. Now, this copper wire is individual strands. So what I'm going to do is heat up my soldering iron to tin these wires to make them much easier to deal with inside the plug. So whilst my soldering iron is heating up, I just quickly wanted to show you what the shaver outlets themselves actually look like. You'll find these in bathrooms in the UK, Australia, and they're pretty common in hotels as well, since they accept Australian, Europlug, American, and UK shaver plugs at dual voltage, which is pretty handy. Also, for use in the bathroom, which is what they were designed for, they only provide 200 milliamps, which is much safer than typical current availability on a standard outlet. So then you couldn't, for example, plug in a toaster and kill yourself in the bathroom. I suppose that was considered enough of a problem that they warranted designing an outlet around it. Alright, so now my soldering iron is sufficiently heated up. Got my helping hand here to hold the wire while I'm doing the tinning. So the reason to do this is when you tin the cable, a braided cable like this, it'll make it easier to deal with because you won't have little bits of wire going all over the place while you're trying to put it into place inside of the plug. This works out pretty well with stereo cables as well. I'm also rubbish at soldering. I haven't done this probably since the days of the original Xbox mod chips, and even then I made some pretty big messes. Never destroyed one, mercifully, but definitely made some messes. I'm just trying to get this pretty close to, like, usable. Think that'll probably do. I don't want too much. I mean, it's better than it was. Whilst that's cooling, let's open up the Europlug. Yeah, so this is the kind that's designed to be usable. So you can take the cover off here. Yep. And then inside, pretty simple, You've got your two terminals and a clamp to hold down the main cable, and that's it. This plug is not polarized, so it makes no difference where we connect the cables or the wires from the main cable. They do have the brown and blue colors for positive and negative, but neither the UK shaver plug nor a Europlug is polarized, so it makes no difference which order we connect them because you can stick it in the socket either way. All right, let's see if our cable is nice and cool here to the touch. Yeah, fine. Okay, the tinning job is, call it acceptable. So now what I need is a little screwdriver, little teeny tiny, I've got just the tool for this. Little teeny tiny Phillips, my Swiss Army knife. I use this thing for so much stuff. You'd be surprised how many things this thing's good for, from opening my Amazon packages to, well, fixing a plug. All right, so got my blue and brown cables here. Like I say, it's going to make zero difference which side they go in. So I'm going to stick that guy in there like that. Actually, let's put it through the clamp first. It's stuck. Come on, Mr. Clamp. It's very stuck. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to take it off and put it back on later. There we go. Good enough. That'll give us some extra room. Oh, I almost forgot this. There's a little shoe here, or boot, whatever you want to call it, to stick the wire through so it'll look nice at the end. Ta-da! Okay, so that guy slips right in there. Now our cable's going to come up here. Makes no difference which holes they go into because not a polarized plug. And one in, whatever, I'll fix that after. I think we're going to have to cut a little bit more of the sheath away here. So again, trusty Swiss Army knife. Very carefully. Actually, I'm going to do it this way so I don't accidentally cut the wires inside and have to start all over again. I'm sure there are plenty of people from electrical engineering blogs who would be horrified at the way I'm doing this. I don't really know what I'm doing, but it's going to work. So in the end, what does it matter? Okay. Actually, you know what? These are a bit long. I'm going to cut the ends off a bit. I don't have my safety glasses on, so next best thing, I'm closing my eyes when I do this. 1, 2, 3, there we go. And 1, 2, 3. There we go. Yeah, I don't really recommend anyone necessarily follow my example here. This is just working out for me. Here we go. Blue cable. Actually, you know what? I bet this whole thing comes out. It does. That's way easier to work with now. All right. So. Nope, that's still not loose enough. Okay. I guess the tinning made the cable sufficiently fat, so it needs extra space now. Okay, so blue end in. Get that nice and tight. Not so tight that it wrecks anything. And then our brown cable here. Sorry that was out of focus for so long. I didn't really notice. All right. Now the plug turned a bit. That's okay. And turn it back. Okay. So now we should be able to put this, yep, right back in the plug. Beautiful. And now I'm going to put this back over there. And I'm going to put, yeah, that should be fine. And then I'm going to put this clamp back on. That way, if you were to yank on the cable, yank it out of the wall, it's pulling on this insulated part of the cable and not ripping these guys out of the terminals. All right. This is working out pretty nicely. The Amazon review for this, a bunch of people were complaining about the build quality. I honestly don't see any problem with it. They were saying, how could this possibly be approved for use in Germany, blah, blah, blah. If you have complaints about this, I would suggest going to Thailand and seeing the state of things around there. It can be a bit shocking. Okay, so now we can put the outside cover back on. Got everything lined up. We've got our shoe fit in, or the boot, whatever you want. It's called a boot, I think. In there. Put our main screw here. And voila. I've just converted this shaver plug, no more, into Europlug. All right, let's see how we did. Get rid of this here. Here's my here's the end of the toothbrush charger. Put the actual toothbrush on it. Okay. Zoom out a bit here, and by zoom out I mean move the camera, and let's see how we did. Voila! Look at that, a charging toothbrush. And I saved myself about 30 euros buying this from the UK instead of here on Amazon Germany. I don't really understand that, but there we go. Job done.